All right, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to another episode of the Top of Off Cricket Podcast. I am your host, Kevin Henry, and with me, as always, I got my by them Walter and Sam. Once again, hearts go to Jamaica. The pictures still keep, new pictures are coming out. Things are looking real thin in some places. You know, Haiti, Cuba, the Bahamas. I've seen some terrifying pictures. However we can help, however, if you want to do that individually, however you can help somebody.
Yeah. If I may jump in, Kevi.
Yeah, sure.
I'm a Kiwanian. Kiwanis International. It's a service organization, just like Rotary and Lions and so on, And we had a club meeting yesterday, and one of the things we all agreed on is that we are not first responders, so we're not looking to rush in. Some people are rushing, and sometimes when you rush in, sometimes you cause more confusion, longer lines on the road and all of that. Of course, there's some people who have taken time out yesterday and today to go out west to look for their relatives and friends.
Yeah.
You understand? And we understand that the University of the West Indies itself has, picked up some donations and they've gone in. So we do agree there's need for relief at this time. It's hard to make contact with people out there because of poor cell service and the like, So there is need for immediate support. But more than that, given the images that we've all seen, for weeks and months to come, those areas will need our support. So people can make donations, but be very careful because you have some scammers and the like out there.
Already right?
And so for me, yeah. So you go, if you want to get credible information, go directly to Government of Jamaica websites. You can trust the Prime Minister's Twitter page or X page, formerly Twitter. And one of the things I do if I'm trying to confirm things is I would go to several pages, several official pages, and you see the same information repeated, you're good to go. Because guess what? A page could be cloned or a page could be corrupted, for want of a better term, you see? So, and you won't even know. So do your due diligence before you make contributions. At some point, I guess we can put things up here, but for now, it's looking real thin. A colleague of mine was able to make contact with his mom today, Sunday, November 2nd. Today. Right? And this storm hit last Tuesday was when it's really doing its thing. You see?
I can imagine.
So it's really, we're looking at years of rebuilding and the like. Anyways,
figure out how you can get in where you can, make something happen. Even if you help one person, you're contributing. All right. Yeah. So, fellas, back to the art of things. West Indies have landed in New Zealand, and kind of true to form how West Indies have been doing things. We take our own sweet time with naming our squad, right? Other than that, we now have a clinical psychologist, something that people have been calling for ages. If I can remember, I don't remember, and feel free to correct us or correct me. I don't remember anybody since Dr. Rudy Webster. Now, if there has been someone since then, feel free to jump in the chat and say, well, this person has been doing that job. But I don't know of anybody, right? And the other thing that we would like to talk about tonight is left arm spinner Guyanese Gudakesh Motie has been excluded from the squad or dropped. They say he has to go through some remedial work. He's going to be going with the Pearl Royals because I think they have drafted him for this SAT20. He's going to be going there and doing some work. So let's see how that plays out. But do we have to continually do this? Is it a case of Hey, you want to play? Hey, you want to play? I want to pick you in the squad. You want to play? Right? Hey, you got
Yeah.
time? You think you could fit me in your schedule? I know you're a little busy and thing, but we going to New Zealand and we gotta select the squad. You want to play? You see what that's what it looks like because the fellas would have landed. I know the fellas landed in New Zealand. I've seen what's going on via social media. And then this afternoon, boom, here's the squad for New Zealand.
Kevin Walter, here's my view on it. We've spoken about the need for proper communication with the cricketing public at large and especially West Indian fans, right? We've talked about that on various issues. But sometimes I do believe withholding some information is not a bad thing, right? You know, in terms of preparation for the other side, right? Granted, of course, our cricket is not where we want it to be. So I want to say, well, it don't make a difference when you announce whatever. But the point I want to make is I don't too mind a delayed announcement of a squad, especially given we've been on a long tour outside the West Indies, because we really should count India as like a one long tour, you know, India, Bangladesh, now New Zealand. You can think of it as one big tour, right? We've had injuries and the like. So them having, you know, a delay in terms of announcing the squad, I'm not gonna hit them over the head for it, to be quite frank. What I will agree, what I would say though, is that I would want to see them give us proper explanations as to why, okay, this person is out and what they're going to be doing. So in the case of Godakesh Motie, I give CWI thumbs up for that, like telling us, okay, this is the situation, here is what he's going to be doing, and to say, okay, drop off in form, this is why. Not to give us some BS statement like, oh, we're resting him because of XYZ.
World Cup 2020.
So, there you go. So it don't matter when they give us the details, because timing can be crucial in terms of feeding the opposition information, but just be straight with us. Here is what's happening. And if you delay it, I can live with that. That's how I see it.
Oh, Walter.
You know, like when you're in school and you're waiting, you do something wrong, you know, the teacher warming up the whip.
Yeah.
Everything. I sometimes the best thing, even though we're on a podcast, I say sometimes the best thing to do is to be quiet. To be very quiet. You see what happened there? You start back.
Oh, the your alarm.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is having some fire alarm issues?
So, man, force world problems, you know.
I know, right? Real force world problems. Running repeaters. Running repeaters.
What happened? What happened is that the thing wired is like, I don't like the typical black people, we ain't got batteries. Like it wired, and if one, you gotta reset. You gotta reset them, and I reset them, but first world problems.
Yeah, first world problems indeed, right?
But I guess that's what makes our podcast human and real. We discussing. We ain't gotta worry, and we ain't got a big budget like Unk and then actually we operate without a budget.
Yeah, we operate without a budget, right?
Remember, money never built a house, money never built a car, money never cook a plate of food. People do these things.
Absolutely.
Money is just that mechanism. Well, money supports the price mechanism. I'll stop there. Continue.
Yeah. Sammy, I listened to what you and Kevi said about the squad, and I was like, for me, I know, Kev, you had you had some strong view on it, and you wanted them to explain more. But for me, I kind of realized that the squad kind of pick itself, and for those of us who really follow West Indies cricket, even when I looked at the page, I already realized from before that Motie was going to get dropped. I saw his body language when Sammy was talking. And Sammy is the kind of person whenever he's finished, you could tell so everything is in Sammy's face. And he wears everything aside. I realized that Motie was already dropped, and he maybe because also that I'm a trained mental health professional, so it kind of and a teacher, Sammy. So we kind of train to like look at people's and even
Those
you,
body
Kelly.
language.
So yeah, body languages and understand. I already knew that he wasn't being played. He would have played, and the replacements are pretty obvious. You understand? It's like we get a certain core of players that will always be played within at least the next few years, right? Some the people like the Akima Geese and them are broken in, but um, would you guys have brought in a Badesi, or we missed the trick in bringing in a Badesi on the Bangladesh tour?
We missed the trick on the Bangladesh tour to bring in Navin Badesi. We've missed the trick again to bring in Navin Badesi. You understand me? Because you can't look at Navin Badesi as someone to only play on certain pitches. You understand me? Is either you want a leg spinner or you don't want a leg spinner. You can't tell yourself, well, I only want him for these conditions. You understand? Then you're wasting time. Right? Is either you want a leg spinner who can operate in all conditions, and the only way he can become that person that you want him to become is if you expose him to set conditions. You understand me? We need a leg spinner. We need someone that can come at various points of the game, whether it's a T20 game or the 50 over game, and try to control things a little bit. And Badesi is someone that I see is very steady as it stands right now. I'll put him there. Very steady. You understand? He's not going to bowl a lot of bad balls. He doesn't go searching for things that are not there. You understand? You add it to the fact that he can bat and he can feel. You understand me? When you think about the amount of catches that we've dropped since Australia, it's mind-boggling, right? But let me step back to this whole Gudakesh Motie stuff that we got right now. And I think Darren Sammy is handling it poorly, right? I think we are handling it poorly. Not we, Darren Sammy is handling it poorly. You needed a frontline spinner to go to India. And you would think that Motie would have been foremost in your thought, given the fact that he's been around the squad, been playing. While the success hasn't been tremendous, he's had a little bit of, little things here and there that shows you this is something I can invest on or invest in. You give us the excuse that he's being rested for T20 World Cup next year. So one would think if you want to get you would think that Motie's the premier T20 spinner in the team, right? Add it to Akil Hussain. You would want to think that, what? If I get Motie into the test squad, going to India, I know he's going to bowl a lot of overs. Wouldn't that be something that you want? Your spinner to be bowling, getting that muscle memory going, learning to get that ball on a string, because he can't quite do that playing short format cricket. But instead, you feed us this nonsense that he's being arrested. No, tell us what it was. He was dropped. Tell us what it was. And this is what we're talking about on the show. The lack of transparency with Cricket West Indies and the stakeholders and the fans. You're always trying to feed us this nonsense, or you don't feed us anything at all and expect us to be cool with it. No, tell the people the truth. You dropped the man. Now, in all fairness, do I think Motie needed to be taken out of the firing line right now? I don't have a problem with it, right? But you missed a chance to bring in a very good young man who can bat, bowl, and field after you keep saying, oh, I need a leg spinner. You're talking about you need a leg spinner for World Cup next year. But the one that's sitting in front of you, twiddling his thumbs, looking at you and hollering, put me in, coach, and you keep ignoring it.
Yeah, you know why I asked the question, and as I said, I agree with you that they should have done better with Motie and Motie, even for himself, because I don't know. I guess it's a mind thing too. It's like because Motie knew how to loop the ball and that's just went. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. But then when I'm looking at the team and I'm like, okay, we already have Jason Holder, we already have Matthew Ford, we already have Romario Shepherd. There's no need for Shamar Springer.
I didn't see a need for Shamar Springer.
So that's why, in a sense, Navin Bidesi could have been there. Or we could have done just as well, just kept Motie, give him the experience. He's there. Like there's no reason Shamar Springer, like, yeah, he's one, he has some time. That's what I'm saying. Is like I don't understand. Here's my thing with I realize with Darren Sammy. And I hate going on this bashing Darren Sammy thing because it's sometimes we come across like we're doing this, but I realize that Darren, if he likes you or he plays around him, a lot of the players that he puts, like he brought in, like the Kerry Pierce and them, is because he plays for them and you do good around them. I mean, I guess that's how people go with what they know, right? So yeah, so the fact that with the minute I saw Kerry Pierce in the team, like I realized that the Motie's days were numbered, and then his confidence is extremely low. And what will make Motie do better? Yes, he's gonna go and play in South Africa T20, so he's gonna make some money. But what will make him do better is to have a almost full season with the Ghana team in the 4-day tournament coming up in January. That's why I think he'll do better. He'll learn to slow the ball down again and bowl properly. That's what he needs to do.
It's a peculiar situation because we had players. Well, I think Motie was one of those players that went to the Super Kings camp, right? I think the only person you can say came out of that camp with any amount of success was Akeem Agis, based on how he's played, right? Motie was there, I think. Casey Carty was there. Shorefane was there. I personally don't think Motie going to some Super Kings or some Paul Royals camp will yield the results that we need. What I personally think is Motie need to be back in the West Indies playing Super 50 cricket for Guyana. Give him things to work on. Because once again, how do we view our Super 50 tournament? You understand? Is it an environment where our players come to work things out in a real live environment, right? Or is it oh, we win Super 50, we win this, we win that, and we do it at all costs, and the cost being the most important thing, our players' development, right? I think our first class system should be looked at as developmental and not for personal gain per se, in terms of which team wins. I don't give a damn who wins. Is Mikhail Louis going to be a better batsman after this Super 50? You understand me? Is Navin Bidesi going to be a better leg spinner after this Super 50?
If Trinidad picks.
Gentlemen, Motie going to South Africa, in my view, is quite fine. Here is why it's fine. sometimes when you're in a particular environment, and the environment here for Motie is not only say, oh, being in Guyana, that's part of the environment. The environment for Motie and for players generally, one would say, is that team setup. So if you think about it, that team setup can be a positive sometimes, or sometimes you just need a break from the team. And by team, we're talking about his West Indies teammates and maybe his Guyanese teammates or what have you. So being in South Africa might actually be a good thing for him, a change of scenery. But the scenery here is not merely the physical space, it's also the people you're around. That's my take on it. So I don't mind this. Let him go. South Africa is a place with a lot of resources when it comes to cricket.
Yeah.
So let's see. That's my take on that.
Fellas, I want to throw a quick thing in here. We didn't plan to talk about it, but just going through this, a quick thing. You guys realize that we got a problem. A lot of our fast bowlers our young fast bowlers are breaking down.
Fertilizer picnic.
Walter, when I think when I think of this generation, we they don't do this, they don't do that. But yes, they are consuming a lot of over-processed foods. That is one, right? And I always remember Mikey Holden when he said, when it comes to fast bowling, is about running. How much running are these boys doing? Well, boys and girls, maybe. How much are they doing? That's why I tell you, let us get the military involved. Let us go down to camp in Ghana or up park camp and run with them soldiers. Run. All right.
One of the biggest things is your nutrition. You understand me? Sam hinted at it, the overprocessed foods. And people, I watch in Guyana, places like Guyana and Trinidad and Barbados and all these places, and all these American companies are coming in and bringing the trash, dumping the trash. You understand me? And we call it development.
I've said this before, Kev, but I gotta say it again. When you read Brian Lara's book, one of the revelations I found in here was how Brian Lara ate as a child. Brian Lara grew up in the country, about 30 minutes out of Port of Spain. Fresh food, his favorite fruit, avocado. Right? His brothers, because it was 11 of them, his older brothers would go on fish. So you got fresh fish, fresh fruits, vegetables, and so on. That's the diet Brian Lara had. Shamar Joseph, the same thing. I'm not sure what Shamar Joseph eating now, but we know where he started out from, and we saw what it helped him to do. All right.
So I personally, them youth man are running. You understand me? They're running. What I think it primarily comes down to is their diet. You understand me? If your diet is not what it's supposed to be, your body is going to pay a price. And people don't understand the importance. You understand me? You can stuff your face whole day, but if you're not stuffing your face with the right things, you're wasting time. So I, for one, hope that the Johan Lanes and the Ocean Thomases and all these young men.
Just thinking about him.
You understand me? When I look at Ocean Thomas, the Ocean Thomas that I saw, I think it was 2017, when he came in bowling 150 plus kilometers per hour rockets, tearing out
along the big Chris Gill.
Tearing out Chris Gill off stump, and then going on to taking out the off stump of people like Shikhar Dhawan and all them guys. Looking like a lean, mean, fast bowling machine compared to what I see running in for the Leeward Islands now. Struggling to get to the bowling crease. And these young men think they can succeed in cricket doing these things. You need to address your diet. You got to eat to win. You understand?
Eat to win, go on proper fast and them kind of things. And the last before we got to go back. Another one too, I think we've lost. Because looking at it, and I don't know if Guyana might pick in knowing them, is Isaiah Thorne. I really think he should. Like he should go back to the academy like today.
Whatever it is going on, right? Cricket West Indies, Guyana Cricket Board, and the coach that runs the academy right now needs to have a conversation. And that conversation needs to surround Isaiah Thomas going back to Antigua. Who decided to take him out of that academy setup last year and say you're going to go play for the Harpy Eagles? That was nonsensical. He wasn't ready. He needed to be in a more controlled environment because he was still learning the game. He wasn't ready. And and I would dare anyone right now to tell me Isaiah Thorne was ready for first class cricket. Instead of playing first class cricket, I should say, for the academy team. He's not. And we're seeing right now. We're seeing. And if we're not careful, that's a young man that we're going to lose. A very good fast bowler who has pace at his age. You understand? That could only get quicker. So
what's the deal with the academy? The academy is only going to do what, the 4 days now? What's
no,
the deal?
they've been for
Everything that
they've been stricken from everything. You understand? So I'm asking the question, okay, so what's next for these young men? You understand?
Mm.
What's the point of your academy? What's next? How do these young men go from training to proving themselves? That's something that Cricket West Indies needs to talk to us about.
And there's the thing is like I honestly like again we sometimes when we plan these things and we just go off for some tangents. But like seriously though, like I'm seriously thinking again for our first class season, we don't where we at right now, we don't need to be going out because people don't go watch them game anyway, buddy. You understand? Let me just have them in one place, buddy. Well, we could talk about that another time. There's something that we got to go into detail on.
Yeah. So fellas, something we've been talking about for a while, and a lot of people have been asking about is, do we have a psychologist for the team, right? And we see today, someone has been hired. His name is Krishnan Hurdle.
Krishnan Hurdle,
yeah, he's a clinical psychologist. I guess time will tell the tale. That's where I stand, right? I guess time will tell the tale. You know, when I look at these things, I don't look for the immediate future, right? I look down the road. How guys are gonna cope. You know, I'm looking 4 or 5 years down the line. I'm not looking right now. There's not a whole lot while he starts work against New Zealand. I don't think it's going to be that great of an impact, if any, in the short term, right? Because West Indies problems are bigger than New Zealand right now. That's just how I look at it. But it's good to know that there's somebody there. I also think there needs to be a Viv Richards, Brian Lara, somebody traveling with the team also. You know, there needs to be some a voice there, a sounding board there, not just the clinical psychologist. But maybe you guys might have a different opinion, or
For me, I would keep Sammy and his team and the clinical psychologist because I might be a little weary of like the Vivers and the Laras and them. Maybe because I might be a clash of like as somebody I don't know that I would probably like in that setup, but it's kind of it wouldn't make any sense because we already have Ravi Rampal. I would like a Bravo or a Pollard to be in that setup. But you're right. It might be a clash of personalities. So let Sammy have his team and the clinical psychologist because the fellow is I was looking here. He have master's degree from University of South Wales and psychology bachelor's from psychology and management from University of Cave Hill, and he did some other courses. So He's been working for a while now, so I think that um, as you said, we need somebody to talk to, and if we're gonna have a mentor, I think the mentors could come around at various times, but not necessarily on tour, or if they're there on tour, they're not necessarily like really fully part of the touring setup because y'all know Caribbean men. We're Caribbean men and we ego them bigger than one of them blow up balloon. Yes, sir.
Michelle.
Yeah, man. Gentlemen, suppose Brian Lara call you out tonight. Brian Lara pick up the phone and call you, Kevin, and say, boy, I've been watching your podcast. Or you, Walter. How would that make you feel tomorrow morning? You driving to work.
I mean, y'all can't talk to me.
All right. The reason why, all right, fine. The reason why I said this, Brian Lara and Viv, them don't need to be on tour. Now, it is important for at least at some point for them to interface with the young men on tour so they could learn something about what happens on tour. And Brian Lara already has that. Remember how he reacted? He said, look, it was humbling being with the young men and he could see the effort. So for him, it's good to be on tour to see what's going on, right? And he has that experience. So, yeah. Where Brian Lara comes in, as he's watching the games, what have you, there are things that he can pick up that me, a cricket dunce, can't pick up on, right? And he can reach out to players. Or he can say to players, look, you can call me if anything, try to get on to me and talk, right? Because sometimes if you call up, oh, Kevin, I see you batting this way and your foot going this way. And sometimes that can add added pressure, right? But just that these fellas know that they can reach out to Brian Lara helps. Because guess what? Brian Lara would have been in their position. He understands the pressures of international cricket, right? And as I said before, he made all them runs, 375 and what have you, and was pressured to the point where he went and saw a psychologist up in New York. You see? So he could relate to the players on a different level. So don't have to tour. When you look at the touring part, it's like 11 people in that staff, that's a lot. That's a lot of people already there. All right? If Brian Lara wants to pay his own money and go out, no problem. When it comes to the psychologist, though, Walter mentioned all the degrees that he has and so on. Apparently, the young man also played cricket. What's that, Walter? I can't see clearly. Walter. Oh, you are Brian. yeah, Brian. Yeah. Anyway, apparently the man played cricket before. That to me is important. Didn't play test cricket, but he played some form of cricket. The bigger concern I have though, and take it how you want to take it, but I still want to understand the process through which this young man was chosen. This is not to take away anything from him. I don't know him, right? But I like the fact that he's not only trained in the field, but that he also played cricket. Mm-hmm. But beyond that, by which process this young man was selected?
Was it Sammy's process? Was it Sammy's process?
So I could imagine a young man doing some multiple-choice questions. But how many people were interviewed? These are things that, and I guess it will come out in time. Maybe on Mason and Guest on Tuesday, maybe it will come out as to which other people. Of course, we got to remember too the cost. There's a cost to doing these things. So you bring some man with wide experience from England, might cost me an arm and a leg. So,
because it costs you an arm, because if you bring somebody, somebody like who get my basic experience, somebody make 120, 160 an hour.
Yeah. And then you see the other thing too.
So sometimes how much money you paying them? Like you forgive up the practice.
Right. And a younger person too might be more a couple of things can work here, more enthusiastic to make a name for himself, one, and then two, he might be better able to relate to the players.
Yeah, but
understanding the environment, so in short, I'm cool.
Yeah, I don't have a problem as long as it wasn't that process that West Indies used to choose the captain and the vice captain of the West Indies team. I am okay. Right? As long as it wasn't, long and tedious and the whole psychoanalysis. You're trying to psychoanalyze the psychologist,
Let me give the people them a little blurb on who he is. So Christian Hurdle brings 7 years of experience in the field of coaching, leadership, training, and psychotherapy with clients from Canada, Switzerland, and the United States and the United Kingdom. He holds a master's degree, and as I said, where it was from, University of South Wales. He does life coaching, mental skills, and clinical hypnotherapy. Right? And then I read one was Mr. Hurdle specializes in anxiety, stress management, trauma recovery, and peak performance. He's reputed for his outstanding results in stress management and performance enhancement with clients in the fields of insurance, banking, and finance, sports, and state performance. Among his clientele are magistrates, attorneys, doctors, high-performance insurance advisors, financial service executives, and national athletes in tennis, cricket, and track and field, and international diplomats on assignment in Barbados. Corporate, he has worked with banks, insurance companies, as well as sports teams. So, to go on. So this fellow...
Yeah, thanks for that. No, that's extensive.
Yeah, I was just about to say it's pretty extensive. Someone commented today on the last YouTube episode that we had, because they would have seen the media release, and they said they are happy. Well, Wayne Bailey, right? Wayne is always one of the people that's been constantly going at this need for a sports psychologist, right? So when he saw that,
big up Wayne.
Yeah, Wayne is my boy, man. Wayne is not a fan of Darren Sammy, and but he mentioned I guess he looked at the length of the man's experience, and he didn't think it was long enough, right? But I look at it as 7 years. You can do a lot of things in 7 years, right? Walter, you are a mental health professional, so you would know better than I do. But I've been around people who are mental health professionals, and I know that you can do a lot in 7 years.
Yeah, but he has done a lot in 7 years. So, but a quick thing here, we must big up people like Wayne Bailey and Raymond Butler.
Yeah. I haven't seen Steve Anderson for a couple episodes.
Yeah, we buy Stephen.
Yeah, I hope Steve is well in England,
Yeah. And there's Anita, and there's another girl that comes on a lot. I'm forgetting her name. But we got a few people that, big up yourself.
Some veterans.
Yeah, we got some
top
people.
Of
and as I say,
I'll tell you what, people, when you drop your next comment, right, I would like to know where everybody's from, where are you commenting from? I have a pretty good idea when I look at the YouTube stats and stuff like that, but I would like to know individually, where are you from? Whether you're coming from Jamaica, you're coming from St. Vincent, you're coming from Dominica, Trinidad. I pick up who the Bajans are and the Trinities are, because y'all quick for tell people, oh, y'all is Bajan haters, oh, y'all is Trini haters. I don't hear that from nobody else. I don't see that from nobody else. I never see a Jamaican say y'all is Jamaican haters. I never see a Vincentian say y'all is Vincentian haters, whatever the case it might be.
But the guy needs to tell me that we don't like Creole.
Yeah, the guy needs to tell him that we don't like Creole, right? But the Antiguans and the Divisions and whoever else, the Montserratians and the people from St. Martin, none of them don't ever say, y'all is Leeward Islands haters or whatever the case was. You see them three set of people there. There are 3 set of people there.
Well, hey, we all is one set of people because we got it. So y'all think that there, yeah, we mix up. So, anyways, what we gonna, as we said, we gonna as a tell fellas, we do it our life. We can come out. We can start.
But drop where you are from, right? Let me know where you are from. Whether it's Jamaica, St. Vincent, Barbados, wherever, just say where you're from. Just say where you're from. We good. Just want to get an idea, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, fellas, series starts in 2 days, right? Essentially 2 days. I ain't sure.
A full tour, man. You got a 5 T20.
20s. Was it three
ODIs and 3
test matches?
3 test matches, proper test matches.
When last that happened?
It's been a while. It's been a while, right? It's been a while. Hey, before we go, I wanna say something that I heard Jason Holder mention a couple of years ago with regards to this whole test match and cricket schedule thing, right? I don't know if y'all know, FIFA has windows where they have international matches, right?
Yeah.
FIFA has windows. They actually call it the international window. Wouldn't it be time for the ICC maybe to give it a look? Jason Holder mentioned it. He said maybe the ICC can model what FIFA is doing.
ICC? Which ICC? Indian Cricket Council?
Yes, the Indian Cricket Council, right? The Indian Cricket Council can mirror FIFA with regards to international windows. So whether the window is a month and a half, what if you're trying to, we're looking to get everybody to play a minimum of 3 test matches. This whole 2-on-1 test is nonsense. You understand? You're wasting people's time and you're wasting money. Time is money. You understand? 3 test matches can be played within the space of a month. That's 15 days. And then everybody go back to doing the chaotic T20 thing. Ain't nobody care. You understand? You can have...
Yeah, we could get a T20 thing in a particular window. Of course, the IPL one, but 10 months.
Yeah.
But so we got to understand.
Before long, the IPL going to be a year-long thing. Just watch. I won't be watching, but...
That can be a 9 to me, buddy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be watching any IPL cricket. I refuse.
I mean, it's obviously heading there. But anyway, people love the IPL. Yeah. IPL. I mentioned IPL so we could get some hits. IPL.
Yeah, stop beating on the IPL. IPL money helping cricket.
No, I didn't say no. I just said I want
simultaneous destroying West Indies cricket. Let me. You don't believe that? Listen. You know what?
We have a thing on that. Let me debate that one time.
Let me have a conversation surrounding that. Let us have a conversation surrounding that. But for now, it's Sunday night. I gotta go to bed. Gotta wake up 4 in the morning. Fellas, it was good having y'all. Catch y'all later.
Oh.